I'm having issues playing the game, quote unquote, at work. I'm quiet and friendly, but I prefer to work hard rather than stand out and talk. I found I have trouble forming more personal connections with my boss and coworkers. What are your tips?
So look, when I talk about playing the game, I'm not talking about the fact that you have to change your entire personality profile to start to connect with people. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to go from being someone that's, what they say, quiet and friendly, to, you don't have to become some chatty extrovert running around making small talk with anybody. And on top of that, there's a little bit of a statement here that says, I'd rather work hard, as if these are mutually exclusive things, which they are certainly not. So this forming relationships with people and playing the game does not interfere with your work at all. I'm not saying that you sit around and talk when there's work to be done, but there's going to be natural breaks in whatever you're doing. There's going to be moments where the action pauses and you get a chance to connect with somebody. So that's fine. So what are some tips how would you do this? So I thought about this you want to start with something small, right? But you want to engage. This is the key point. I don't just want to throw something at you. I don't want to talk at you. And besides, when it's much easier just to let someone talk about themselves. So what my advice in this particular question is to tell them something about yourself, like something minor about yourself, but then that kind of ties into something that you can ask them. And then they can talk to you, because most people like to talk about themselves. So you ask them a question about themselves, and then you go. So maybe something slightly related to work, so it's not just some random statement that you're making. You'd say, what we did it yesterday at work here reminded me of something, right? It reminded me of something else, and then maybe it reminded me of a movie. Hey, you know what we were doing yesterday? It reminded me of this movie. Have you seen that movie? And at least you're going to get, well, no, because I don't watch a lot of movies. Or no, I haven't seen that movie. Or, oh, I've seen that movie. If it's a popular movie, but chances are they've seen it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And all of a sudden you've got a little bit of a conversation going. And that's all we're looking for. We're not looking to turn into like chatty catty. We're just trying to build relationships with people. So you know who they are. So they know who you are. That's what we're talking about. Nothing crazy. Start small, build from there. Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and through that building process, what I kind of found is and I guess maybe this is a little tactical thing you can kind of throw out whenever, but when people give you advice or they tell you something about themselves, that's something, I don't know, whatever the story is, right? And maybe some strategy they use to do XYZ, it can be super small. If you let them know that you remembered, like in the future, later on when you see them again, you say, I remembered what you said last week, Just tie it in this. Yeah, and just say,
Charles.
And it can be the smallest
little that purple belt, mental jiu-jitsu. I like it.
It can be the smallest thing. And it just makes you feel good. So that person will just essentially feel more open with you. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of like a little mentor.
This guy really pays attention to me.
Oh yeah, makes him feel valuable, all that stuff, just on that small level, So as far as building little relationships, I'd say that's a cool thing to kind of remember to do if you can.
I'd say that's a cool kind of thing to remember too.